Welcome today to City College of San Francisco and our Wednesday class. We're going to begin with some Qigong. So as you inhale up and exhale down, feel the triple burner. The burning is the sense of energy as it comes through three dantians or energy center: the head, the heart and lungs, and the abdomen. It's one long exhale there and an inhale as you expand and open the body. At home, you can do this 9 times. We'll do it one more today as you expand and contract at the belly. Our second move will be to do a weight shift across, picking up a feather, letting it go. Feel this leg over here on your left as it lengthens, and then on your right as you go back and forth. Here's your left leg, and it's really going to be like mine right now, and then I'll start to mirror you. And one more. Inhale and sink it through the earth. And we'll do a bit of shifting side to side here. Your feet are in a V as you move towards your right and then towards your left with the whole body. Not in parts, but you're moving basically from the base, from your abdomen area. Knees, ankles, all of that's connected here. The upper body's just along for the ride. Good, coming back to center, we'll inhale and release. Feeling the rib cage open, we'll come to the accordion. Expand the ribs on the inhale, contract on the exhale. Try a couple more times. See if you can even it out here. And then exhale. Opening up the joints. Some of the exercises we do have to do with the shoulders. So inhaling forward, exhaling back as the elbows circle around the body. Feel the collarbones as you open here, the shoulder blades as they roll down the back, and connect it all. Not just from the upper chest, but from the belly as you inhale and exhale there. Let's bring the arms overhead for the fountain. Inhale here. The backs, your back at the palms here. As you exhale down, folding forward from the hips with a flat back, rounding at the end. Inhale back up and open. Exhale down. Inhale up. And feel a sense of bringing it all together as you come down to touch the floor right outside your toes here. And then inhale, open the palms this time. And release. And now coming out with the palms to the side, the arms in a T, we'll roll those shoulders with the whole arm, keeping the elbows unlocked in forward circles. That was about 6. We'll go back about 6. Kind of like you're lying on your back in warm water. Imagine all your joints getting more and more relaxed. And then releasing that, we'll shake it out, starting from the feet all the way up. And letting your whole body let go. Good. Then we'll come back into our rider on horse position. There's a small horse underneath me here. And you're going to bring your elbows out here and your thumbs to your right on your top of your hip bones. And let's fold forward here with a flat back. And then release slowly down. Come back up really slowly, maybe touching your body the whole way, opening up again, looking up. And now you're going to bring the backs of the palms together for the fountain, very slowly moving over. And you are the fountain. Now open at the top. The air, the water, everything gushes out in your imaginary fountain. You can always go halfway if this doesn't work for your body. In fact, whatever doesn't work for your body, modify it. One last one of the fountain from Qigong. We're going to come up and tap this time, tapping across the chest, down the arms, up the arms, across the body, down again, up again, and down, now down inside the legs and outside the legs. You're not really hitting yourself very hard, I hope. And this is knocking at the gates. It's like a spinal twist in yoga, but it's much more just letting go. The back heel probably will lift off the ground as you tap your buttocks and back. As you come up the body towards the kidneys, you'll be underneath the breasts here and all the way across to the back, lower back. Then you'll come up here to the lung points. And then just come back, standing in Tadasana, the mountain pose. In Tadasana, as we prepare for our Tai Chi Cha today, just come forward towards the balls of the feet, lift the heels. On your inhale, go back towards the heels, lift the toes on your exhale. Preparing for our first moves in Tai Chi Cha, just start a figure 8 here as you inhale forward and exhale back. Essentially, rocking motion, our first move in Tai Chi Cha, is a warm-up. So moving into Tai Chi Cha, 19 movements in one pose. We've just done a very short warm-up today because I wanted to take this really slowly. And our first move, as I just said, is rocking motion. And it's unique because if we do it 9, 27, 36 times, our body actually is getting warmed up. So let's try it. Maintain your long spine. Feel the circularity as it moves through a figure 8. The energy moves from the earth up towards the heavens, turns around and moves back towards earth. The infinity symbol of Chinese medicine and also of Western medicine. They unite here because this is about our health, our minds, our spirits, and the connection through the body. As you come forward, feel the heels rise. Feel yourself in the center, slightly dip down like a rocking chair. And as you go back, feel the toes rise as if it's the front of your rocking chair. And you're literally coming over the bubbling spring in the center, or well. So move slowly enough you can feel that. Developing your own inner awareness, sense of continuity or continuing without cell phones on, and having your water nearby if you need it, because that hydration connects with your breathing and your brain. So it's important to serve all three. So we're way beyond 9 now. And even if things start to get weird with the internet, just keep going slowly. And release. Notice how slow your release is after more than 9 moves of rocking motion. We'll inhale the palms together here for bird flaps its wings. Bird flaps its wings, bringing the heels together, but not touching, lengthening through your spine. As you drop down, your feet will go out towards the toes, but they need to track right over the big toe and the next toe. So they're going to track out. That's what the V is for. And you want to feel that as you sink and as you rise, inhale. And one wrist circle forward. It's so slow. And the coming back is up to be a little bit faster on the inhale, but connect them both. The exhale and the inhale. And then your wrist circle as you drop down for the third time, the heels have risen all the way through your dropping down. And you inhale back. And let's do one more. See if we can go really slowly. And then as we inhale, we lengthen and come up through the spine. And then we sink, exhaling. Let's do a couple more groundings than we normally do here. So inhaling to the heart, turning the palms over, sinking down on the exhale. And inhaling up as if we were to go to the crown of the head with this. because the head is our third dantian. And exhale all the way down, super slow. One more triple grounding. And the third one will go high. It's a long inhale and a long exhale. To prepare for our forward back weight shifts, we'll bring the feet out into a larger V and bring the whole spine all the way across to here and all the way across to there a few times. So what you want to feel is that the crown of the head at the back of the skull and the Ming Men, or the tailbone area, is one unit. And then when you get over towards your right side, release into the substantial leg and release your left heel forward. Lengthen through the spine again. And now as you shift the weight into that front leg, the knee will bend in front and the back leg will straighten. And then the back leg will bend and then the front leg straightens. So feel that sense of the yin and yang working together. Yin being the straight leg and yang being the bent leg. And they're always opposites, but connected. See if you can keep shoulders down and breathe from the belly up to the nostrils. Release the jaw, and that will release any tension in the face. Inhaling forward around the platter, exhaling back. Last one. Bringing the left foot back, preparing for a single inhale to the heart and back to the low dantian. Shifting now towards your left leg to release the right. This shift caused this knee to bend. The other leg is straight. The heel's dropped in front. Around the platter, goes outside that right foot, sends the energy to the other side of the body, and essentially it's just a forward back weight shift. The hands know their own pattern. That looks beautiful. You're really lengthening through the spine. You can feel it. We'll call this 6, 7, and we're going to go to 9. I might have gone beyond that, but when you start, it doesn't really matter how many numbers there are. Last one. Draw the foot back in, and now a double grounding to the heart and back to the abdomen. And one more inhale to the heart, and maybe a little bit higher to the head. And sink it down slowly. We're lengthening the exhale. Beautiful. Let's shake it out a second. We didn't do a lot of warm up, so make sure there's no tension in the body. And now we're going to shift over to the right to bring the left heel forward. Same thing we just did, only this time it's around the platter variation. The variation is picking up this ball of energy, fingers straight up, right opposite that shoulder. It's over the front leg. And then drawing it in a circle sternum area here to the other side. Feel the inhale forward towards me and the exhale back through the circle that affects the back leg and grounds it, gliding through the middle. When you reach back leg fully, the front toes will lift. When you reach the front leg and it becomes substantial, the back heel lifts. So you can always change the length of your forward back shift by moving the leg that's insubstantial because it has less weight in it. And let's finish that one. Let's bring the leg back in. That's your left side. Single grounding. And now we shift towards the left to bring the right heel forward for around the platter variation. And of course, the ball of energy we're picking up is on right opposite this shoulder. That's the inhale, and this is the beautiful exhale to the back foot. It's crossing the two hemispheres of the brain too, so you're connecting everything here. And two more. Hopefully that makes it 9. I lose count. And bring back that foot on the inhale. And we'll double ground it because we've reached the end of the right leg on this. And we're ready to move into our next move. For bass drum, you'll shift to the right. You'll prepare your drum outside the breasts. Fingertips are up. You release the left heel and you'll inhale forward. Feeling the energy move all around the outside of your body as the elbows and the hips move back. On the exhale. This is a highly energetic practice when we move this slow. So make sure you have your water nearby if you need it. And you don't have to force the breath, but just think of it coming all the way through the whole body. From your abdomen all the way up to your brain, there's a connection here. The beauty of bass drum is it's the same on the other side too. So it's where you can really begin to connect to your chi or intrinsic energy as you cultivate it. Breathing in, breathing out, even slower. One more time. Beautiful. Bring that left foot back. Prepare to move towards your left side. Make sure you're moving from the length of the spine here with even hips. Bring the palms out together so that they're basically in polarity here. They're going to face each other all the way through on your right side, 9 times. Back foot's 45-degree angle to the front, which is right from the hip. Great, looks so good. Three more. And last one. I think we're at last establishing a rhythm of 9. So now we double ground it, inhaling and releasing. And let's bring it up to the head. This way we extend our groundings and the height of the arms here, which gives us a little bit of Qigong type connection here. As we slowly move the energy down and rest on globes of energy right here at the abdomen. But that energy is connected to the feet here. Establish it. And now we move over to our next move, which will be the companion moves of daughter on the mountaintop and daughter on the valley. I've already released my left heel forward and I'm already grounded in my right leg. So it begins to come together after a while. And now you're going to bring your left hand behind the right here, honoring your own heart, as this is a moving meditation. One big circle here, cut in two to make 2 circles with the right hand, the outer circle. And notice how the fingertips are still up when you come down to cut this through in the center. And still we have these beautiful circles. So it's not really a straight line. At the beginning, it is, and then it opens up to be a circle, cut in 2. Daughter on the mountaintop is the name of this move. Feel the inhale here as you move forward and the exhale as you move back. Almost like coming up with a mountain on each side and a central trail that you're coming down on the exhale. Shaping those mountains and that central trail. Two more. Last one. Draw the foot back. Inhale all the way up in a circle to honor that circle, and exhale all the way down. And our next move is going to be daughter in the valley, starting on top of the 2 mountains that you just came through. Your left heel moves forward, you've grounded your right one, and you're coming forward on the inhale to come through the central trail. And look over from that high point, having climbed up through the center. It's really a feeling of awe that we get when we climb mountains. Sometimes you can't see through the trees, but sometimes there's just a rock face up there and you go, wow. So we inhale forward here, daughter in the valley, and then we exhale as we come back. Still keeping that long sense of gliding through the middle. Let's do one more here. Bring the left leg back in. Single grounding. Shifting towards the left to release the right. Bringing the palms up a little bit above the shoulders here and out. And coming forward for the inhale. And the back foot, checking from the inside of your body. Is my back foot in a right angle to the front? It's supposed to be 45 degrees, but modify it for what you need, because we don't necessarily all have the same connections of the knee placement. Three more. Last one. Beautiful. Draw the foot back in and we'll double ground it or maybe triple ground it. Daughters are now coming to a graceful conclusion. And let's take it really even higher to salute the sun today, at least where we are in San Francisco. And exhaling all the way down towards the ground and bringing that energy into the feet. Our next move is carry the ball to the side. We'll be going across 3 circles from your right to the left. First, let's move the hips a little bit. And then when you move them over here towards your right, pick up your ball of energy. It's basically a circle within a circle move, and bring out your left heel. This leg on the right side is the grounded leg. The other leg is yin. And now shift 3 times with your ball as it moves through the bigger circle. And then you pull in the outer leg and release. Grounding. Wind up on the inhale. And whatever you do here, just keep the sense of an easy breath. Then bring out the outside leg, bring it in, sink, wind up. This will be the 3rd round here. And we'll go back and do this a couple times. Carry the ball to the side. A beautiful move, almost like watching something move through seagrass with the ocean close to shore. Wind up again towards your left. Release your other leg, your right. Bring in the yin leg, sink, and one more this way. Yeah, I'm waiting to make sure that I'm grounded on one leg before I move to the other leg. Now pull it in, inhale, sink on the exhale, wind up. Make sure your Ming Men area is not sticking out here. So really, you've got a long spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head and back. And that way you won't hurt yourself. We don't really drop very low, and that's to protect our precious knees. But we do drop a little. It's the sinking, rising element of what we do. Now we rise to inhale. You could do that each time you move if you like. Let's rise to inhale and sink and double ground it to the heart, to the highest dantian on your inhale, all the way down through the heart, moving to the lowest dantian, the abdomen, and resting on globes of energy. As we move into our next forward back move, push pull, the first being push pull, and the next being pulling in the energy. On the push pull, it's a contrary breathing or an opposite breathing. So you're inhaling here first, you exhale through the circle. The elbows stay fluid. You move around the circle and up. You turn the palms and inhale back to your heart, and the circle never stops. Here's the exhale. Here's the inhale. Because circles basically don't stop, right? So watch that the elbows don't lock. That's, I think, the main thing that I learned about this for years of doing it. The only way to bring the fingers up here is to leave the elbows slightly bent, and then they come up in a circle, and then you turn them and inhale back. And that all is affected by the forward shift and back shift. All right, push, pull, shifting towards your right leg. Right heel comes forward. Inhale first, and now start to exhale. Push. Turn the palms. Inhale back to the heart. And keep it very fluid. Now, all of these moves are taught differently by different people, so you have to get used to that. I think acceptance of different styles is so important. If any of you teach this yourselves, you'll find your way, which feels like the best way for you, and teach it, right? But to me, this is a beautiful circle, pushing and pulling back as you inhale back for your shift. And many people call it giving and receiving energy because it comes back to you on the inhale. Last one on your left side. That looks wonderful. Good, let's bring in that leg, sink it down. We'll just single ground it here, bring it to the heart on the inhale, and back to the low dantian in concept. Then we'll shift towards the left leg to prepare this for the other side, your right side. Push, pull, or giving and receiving energy, whatever your term would be best. Make sure the back foot is 45-degree angle to the front. If you need to change it, always change with the yin leg. The one that's straight will move easier than the bent one. We'll call that 6. We've got 3 more. Last one of push-pull right now. Slide that foot back. Inhale and sink it into the earth. Imagine your next move. You want to already subtly shift over to the right. Your substantial leg will be here. And prepare our next move, which will be pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. And it's also an imagination thing where you're really imagining something that you've experienced, where you saw the light more or less, right? You had a vision of what is needed by you or maybe by the universe. It could be a big thing or it could be just something for yourself. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star comes back to your heart. We inhale in front, we exhale back, and that energy moves to the back leg, which becomes grounded. See if you can make a connection between your fingers in front and your toes in back there. Connecting those extremities will actually increase the chi in the body or intrinsic energy just by connecting your extremities. Last one on your left side. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to release slowly. On the exhale. Shift laterally over towards your left. You're going to begin with your right heel. Coming forward, straight leg. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star through your fingertips. Also called a visualization within this moving meditation. Last one now, and we bring the foot in. Inhale to ground it through the earth. We'll double ground this and triple ground it. As these were once companion moves, they feel so connected. Bring it to the sky and bring it back down. Beautiful. We'll come into mountain pose for a moment. And if you'd like to get water, this is a perfect time to get it. We're going to go into the taffies next. Drink slowly. This is the mountain pose from Hatha Yoga, and it's a way you can just, if you stop, you can just come back to this and then go on. In this move, you connect the whole spine. And now we'll begin our taffies. Bringing your left hand under the right elbow and your left heel out to the side. Exhale to pull the palms apart. The foot comes in. Going the opposite way, you wind up this way and pull the energy that way. The hand underneath is your invite hand in Qigong. And this is a Qigong and Tai Chi practice that are connected. Basic taffy will come back in 3 variations once we finish this. I thought it would be fun today to not even really do a formal warm-up, but to do this practice so slowly that we really would feel how beautiful it is. We're taking a little minuscule amount of time to ground it, but you could, on your own, take even more time. And 2 more. Last one of basic taffy. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to ground, and a little bit of sinking, right? Our first variation is anchor taffy. Like a boat, you leave the anchor into the ground and maybe are near an island and want to fish over there. And the anchor will keep you in place when something bites and you end up somewhere else. And then you bring the anchor in on the side-to-side weight shift. The anchor now changes to the opposite leg. The left leg is on the ground or in the water at the bottom. And the right leg is the one that's moving. And then the anchor gets pulled in. And they switch. I think we're right about 7 now. I'm going to keep going until I get to 9, but I may have to go to 10 if I don't end up in the right place. We'll do one more this way, and then we'll come back home towards the sunflower. Last one of anchor taffy. Now we'll take a moment to ground it before we begin circles taffy, which is our second variation. Circles taffy, make sure you have enough space. Feet are in a V. It involves sinking, rising, a wind up on the third drop. The drop is within, it's kind of a circle like that, like a raindrop. Okay. 1, sink and rise. 2, 3. Now wind up and pull your taffy. Returning to basic. That's the variation, is the beginning. Let's wait now a little bit, and now we'll inhale, and now go. Yeah, I've been adding this because it should be that we somehow ground this. It's really tricky. Wind up, pull the taffy. Now lengthen to inhale. Sink a little bit to exhale. That's slight grounding. And now inhale again to prepare so that it has a rising in it. Lengthen to inhale. Sink a little bit, and we'll do a couple more. And last one, this will take us back to the sunflower. And now full grounding. Sinking to the abdomen. Inhaling to the heart. Exhaling down again. And we're ready to move into perpetual motion, taffy with heel step. Once again, watch your furniture. Lift the heel right off and then drop the heel all the way down to the toes, so that when it reaches the toes is when you would pick up the other leg to do your heel step. I've watched some Qigong practitioners in San Francisco do this. Kind of learned this from them, that flex of the foot, of course, is what's going to bring the heel down first, and then you move the energy to the toes, and then you lift the other foot. And then feel the heart protector move as the hand moves above the elbow, down through the hand without even touching it. And then that all connects with that heel step too. So there's a lot of little inner core things, reasons why this particular series of the taffies occurs more than halfway through the practice, because it's tricky. And last one now. Good. That can be done any number of times, perpetual motion taffy. is one of those wonderful moves. Let's double ground it. It's our last taffy. It's the third variation of basic. And let's take it above the head, making sure we keep those shoulders lubricated, and exhaling it slowly down back through all three energy centers. And finally, it seems to rest in the feet, even though we just end up here. All right, our next move is working the pulley. Your left hand will be forward, your right hand will be underneath the hip bone here. And as it moves back, it's facing up. As it moves forward, it changes. So in that circle, and your left hand will be forward. Make sure that you get the sense of pulling back the hip. Whatever leg is forward is going to dominate the breath here. Okay, you'll start with your left. Dropping down, we'll double ground it first. And this is a cross body move. Shifting towards your right hand will be underneath the hip bone. Your left hand will start to come forward and your left foot will be ready to go. And it will on carpet swivel, depending on what you've got on your feet. If they're rubber soles, it's hard to swivel. So this is something you can also do in mud or wet grass. You're swiveling on the front heel and you're swiveling on the back ball of the foot. So it takes some practice. Basically, what we always want to do is keep hip, knee, and ankle together. Protecting our precious knees. Last one on your left side. Draw the foot back in. Single grounding to rest the body momentarily as we go into our other side. And this time, the left hand will be under the hip bone here, and the right hand will come forward. And your right heel will come forward when you start, and that dominates the breath. So inhale and then exhale forward. And when this hand draws under, it's pulling the hip back. That would be the inhale. The front leg and the front hand will dominate the breath on this. We'll call that 4. We're going to go all the way to 9. Make sure the face is relaxed. You might want to release the jaw. You maybe even feel a little inner smile. Last one. Working the pulley has come to a graceful time for conclusion. Let's give it a good one, making sure we go up to the head because our next practice takes us there. And then sink it down really slowly on your exhale through all 3 dantians. And now feel your feet. Feel them receive the energy. It's amazing. Yeah. The palms are actually in opposition to gravity here. So That's why you feel the polarity between the feet and the hands here. All right, good job. Our next moves are bringing the heels closer together so that your feet can go into a V. Light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Inhale. Exhale down. Bring the palms over the crown of the head. And sink and rise. Connect them in a circle, which is the symbol of the Tao, and massage that whole feeling of the Tao, the movement within it, without the hands touching. Hold the energy there. That's your light at the crown of the head. Sink and rise. Now let it go, drawing the palms down towards the earth. And the left hand will lead as you lead, come up through the central meridian with the inhale and exhale down to come to light at the temple next. Feet still in a V, sink and rise. Circle the energy. Fingertips stay up on this, but it's still circular. Hold the energy. Breathe it in. Prepare to sink and rise again. Light at the temple. And release all the way down. All the way back up again, left hand leading on the inhale. And very slowly coming back down with a little bit more open V of the feet. Exhale everything out. Inhale first. Then you want to come to the balls of the feet. For joyous breath. Each time is 4 down, sinking on the third. Big breath through the nostrils. Last group of 4. Joyous breath comes to a graceful conclusion slowly. Our next move, bringing your feet onto a V, is passing clouds. Your right hand is up, your left is looking towards the ground. Your feet stay on the ground in this big V. Starting here, this palm moves across, and then the other palm moves across. Each time, perhaps brushing the elbow. Or not. Passing clouds, we could follow the mirror hand when it passes by our face. But the idea is that because it's a moving meditation, we remain in the center and let it go. Just like if you were lying down on the grass and looking up at the clouds pass, you would just see the movement. Last one. Inhale and release, slowly down. And double ground it. Maybe because it's such a beautiful day, triple ground it. And our next move involves the taffies. Ho for the heart. Hu for the spleen. Tsu for the liver. Sh for the lungs. Shi for the triple heater. And Chui for the kidneys. And this is done silently. Not silently exactly, but it's done vigorously, but without vocalized sound. Your left foot, your left hand. Both hands. Other side to the side. Right hand. Right foot. Last one, 5 chuis. Mixing the energy of yin and yang, all the opposites, maybe both directions. Bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone for cosmic consciousness pose. Lengthen through the spine, draw your hands up. Bring your left hand close to the heart. It's still a circle out here. And then if you like to look over the window of eternity, open the fingers so that you can see through them and over them. Hold, breathe, lengthen, feel. Interlace the fingers, bring them overhead. In gratitude, 3,000 to 5,000 years of Qigong came before we meld together 6 centuries of Tai Chi of various forms. And then we look at the backs of our palms as we ourselves are studying all this. And then the work of Wen Shan Wang, the teacher of Justin Stone, and Justin Stone's 1974 book, Tai Chi Cha, that included many, many studies. In gratitude for all who practice with us. It's so much fun, and have a wonderful rest of the week.